don't take it lightly. So that's a play on words. To take something lightly means you don't take it seriously, right? If you don't take it lightly, then you do take it seriously. Don't take this lightly. Be serious about this. So they're saying, stop, we want you to be serious about this. But it's a play on words because the other meaning of light is that these new MacBook Airs are very thin and light. A pun is a kind of joke or statement that is based on a double meaning, right? And it's usually something that people, when they hear it, they don't laugh out loud, but they will kind of roll their eyes, right? We don't like to admit that puns are ha-ha funny. So instead we say that puns can be a little bit cringe. Ugh. But we have to admit that maybe sometimes they're clever. So there's some cleverness in puns because puns are based on usually some kind of double meaning of a word, right? So there's some cleverness there. But then typically, because they make us cringe, we may roll our eyes and say, oh, okay, another pun. My grandfather is the master of puns. His puns are funny because they're not funny. He makes these puns and he knows that they're not hilarious in sort of the traditional sense, but he knows that, and so he says it knowing that, and which is funny. So puns can become funny almost because they're not funny. So you get the appreciation of the cleverness, but then also a sort of meta humor based on the knowing that the person who said it knows that it's not funny and they decided to say it anyway. I think that's how it works. Anyway, he's a master of puns. Let's just look at a couple of examples, and then I want to talk about how this links to other things that we see out there and how even big companies will use puns in their marketing and in their in the copy for their products. Okay? So this is Reader's Digest, a pretty famous publication, and they have this whole giant list of puns, and you can see the categories here. We've got puns, we've got coffee jokes, cute puns, doctor jokes, Easter jokes, family jokes, kids jokes, marriage jokes, mom's jokes, old age jokes, bad puns, cat puns, corny jokes, daily life jokes, dog puns, food jokes, funny stories, knock-knock jokes, math jokes, money jokes, one-liners, blah, 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 blah. They have a bunch of them. Knock-knock jokes may be a different category we can talk about another time. But let's just focus on puns, and I do want to check out what the heck a bad pun is, because I'm pretty sure all puns are bad. Let's see what examples they provide here. Okay. Question: what happened to the guy who sued over his missing luggage? He lost his case. So bad. It's so bad. So a case is, do I have to explain this? The legal case is what you have, and you could win or lose if you're being sued or you're suing someone. You have a case, and then if you win your case. That is a legal thing that happens, but then also you have another meaning of the word case, which is like a suitcase, right, or your luggage. My suitcase that I have my stuff in. So the double meaning is there. What happened to the guy who sued over his missing luggage? He lost his case. He lost his case because his luggage is missing. So it's just another way to say your luggage is missing. Or it could be ha 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 about the legal case. Okay, not funny at all. How did you get hit on the head with a book? Says Hal. Sal, I only have my shelf to blame. Oh, that's so bad. Oh my God. So that one's based on the slight difference between self and shelf, meaning that it's because of the shelf, but my shelf sounds like myself. It gives me a headache. It hurts my brain, how bad these puns are. What did one blade of grass say to another about the lack of rain? Answer: I guess we'll have to make do. Oh. Okay, so dew, D-E-W, is the sort of water that you get on the ground in the morning, but make do means to, just figure out what we can do with what based on what we have, right? I guess we'll just make do if something bad happens, right? It's a drought, so we'll just have to make do. But the double meaning is make do means make water on the grass. That will mean that we won't have the negative effects of the lack of rain. Anyway, so those are those are three puns. And here's what I want to know. If these are puns and these are this bad, that's kind of the charm of puns, right? Is that you read those and you just roll your eyes and think, oh my God, it's so stupid, right? But you have to admit, okay, there's a clever little word game in there. We call that wordplay, right? This wordplay is kind of interesting at least, but we roll our eyes, and sometimes that makes it again funny. But it's again usually funny because of who says it. That's why often these puns are called dad jokes. So it's funny that dads flipping burgers on the barbecue are saying these jokes because we know that maybe they think they're being funny. And because they think they're being funny with these dad jokes, that's not funny. But because they think they're being funny, that's funny, right? That's why dad jokes are funny. Okay, what about bad puns? Groan out loud with these bad jokes. I thought the last ones were. Corny pirate humor. Let's see. Way with words. Don't interrupt someone working intently on a puzzle. Chances are you'll hear some cross words. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. Cross words, if it were two words, cross means angry. And so cross words would be, if you interrupt them, they will be angry with you. They'll be cross. And the words that they say will be cross words. A crossword puzzle is a puzzle with words that you would play 6 down, 4 over, like that. I'm a big fan of whiteboards. I find them quite remarkable. That's a terrible one. Remarkable means amazing, right? In a positive way. Oh, that's remarkable. But the pun here would be, because it's a whiteboard, you can wipe it and you can mark on it. Means you can write again on it, so it's remarkable. So that's the double meaning of that one. Again, none of these are particularly funny. What I want to, though, do is look at a usage of this in the news headlines in particular, and websites of companies for products. You'll see a lot of puns, which is interesting. And it's not that the puns are supposed to be funny. I think the purpose of the puns is to catch your attention. It is to make you stop maybe scrolling and think for a second, maybe I actually need this. I think it's more to just catch your attention. And because it's kind of clever, it's used in that way rather than to try to be funny, okay? So let's go to apple.com. I want to show you an example on apple.com. Let's go over to their website. Apple loves using puns on their website for their copy. And again, I think it's just because they want to get your attention with something simple that's a twist or a play on words that you maybe didn't expect, to get you to stop and think for a second. And I think that's what they're trying to do, but they do it a lot. Okay, so here's one, a perfect one. The MacBook Air, $1199, don't take it lightly. So that's a play on words. To take something lightly means you don't take it seriously, right? If you don't take it lightly, then you do take it seriously, right? Don't take this lightly. Be serious about this. So they're saying, stop, we want you to be serious about this. But it's a play on words because the other meaning of light is that these new MacBook Airs are very thin and light. So there's the double meaning, the light of the MacBook Pro, how light it is, that it's not heavy, and then the be serious about this thing that's meant to be kind of a bit of a joke, okay? Let's see what else we can find here. I think there's another one that I saw. Okay, here's another one. They have this feature, a film, in connection with Skywalker Sound, because I think they use Max for something I can't remember. I don't know why they're featuring it. But anyway, hear the Force. So this is to tell you that it's about sound. So you can learn what it's about but it's a play on words because the famous line from Star Wars is feel the force, feel the force. But because this is a documentary about the audio of Star Wars, Skywalker Sound, then they want you to sort of realize that very quickly. I think that's another thing that puns can do, is they might make you get the point of something very quickly without having to give you a long description. Instead of writing a paragraph, this is a documentary about Skywalker Sound, blah, 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 blah. Hear the force. Oh, okay. Well, the only reason to write that would be that it is a documentary about Skywalker Sound. So that would be another, I think, advantage. I think there's one more here under the watches. A healthy leap ahead. So the Apple Watch Series 8, a healthy leap ahead, only $399. By the way, I think that's a pretty good price. That's relatively inexpensive. Did they lower the prices? Wow. So, two meanings of leap ahead. One meaning of leap ahead would be that the technology is advancing. This is a major leap ahead in technology. This is a gigantic leap ahead. This is what was there before, the old technology, and we've taken it to the next level. We have leaped ahead. So that's one meaning. So it suggests the how good the tech is, right? But also, because it's an Apple Watch, it's focused on health, it's focused on fitness, on movement, right? So a leap ahead there would be to tell you that this is not just technologically, it's not just high tech, it's not just advanced, it's also something that you can use to be more active, to actually leap ahead physically, which would be to jump maybe forward. So it gives you a feeling of the physical movement. It gives you a feeling of jumping. It gives you a feeling of being active. So it has, again, that double meaning. And Apple has been doing this for many years. This is kind of their thing. This is kind of Apple's thing. Although a lot of companies honestly use these puns. Another place you will see this is in news headlines. I don't have any prepared to show you now because I just wanted to show you this simple example, but you will see a lot of big headlines of newspapers using puns, and again, I think it's to grab your attention, which is pretty interesting if you think about it. So, puns, useful for dad jokes, cringe, eye-rolling, maybe funny, maybe not, probably not, but also out there in marketing, out there in emails, out there on one of the largest company in the world, on their main website, right? So that's pretty interesting. Pay attention to puns, see where you see those double meanings. I think you'll start to see more meaning when you do that. Look out for those double meanings. If you have any questions, let me know. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, check out my full courses in the links in the description.